Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BackYourself podcast. Hussein and Christopher here to talk around 22 of the NRL. Not as hyped as the previous episode, obviously, because there's not as much comedy to look forward to in this week. But Souths are almost getting 20 points.
That's
so there's always
time.
something to look forward to in this sport. Christopher, welcome to the set. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well. I'm excited. Again, I'm running mostly blind. The only stuff I've seen is the ones that have actually shifted a lot. Everyone else, I haven't really gone through the lineups. But there is some decent games. Obviously, South, the big news now is Wyden challenged the...
Why would you challenge
Why would you challenge it? But
he got 4 weeks.
deserve. I don't think he deserves 4 weeks, but he shouldn't have challenged it in the first place. That's the issue.
Look, I'm not going to waste my time talking about Wyden in a team that's dead last, so who gives a fuck?
They're not last.
They are dead last.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Did you
But
forget
they have
about
a bye.
Did you forget about Titans?
But they have a bye. They actually have one more win than
They
Titans.
need 5 buys. They're that bad. Their point differential. Whoo! Anyway, some big names return in round 22 of the NRL. Some big names will be missing. Apparently, whoever had a shoulder last round is out for the rest of the season. So that just goes to show that playing 21 weeks of first grade rugby league takes a fucking toll on your body. And I'm sure a lot of these players are ready to skip to the finals, except Penrith, who want to win 200 more games in a row.
Well, shout out to Shoulder Boy in the first game because he's re-signed with Melbourne. Thank God.
Jerome Hughes re-signs with the Melbourne Storm. Some reports that the Perth Bears and the Papua New Guinea, whatever the fuck their team's going to be called, we're going to throw him a massive bag, and he said CBF to both of those teams, and he wants to stay in Melbourne, where Bellamy supposedly will retire at the end of next year, but he's going to be there till 2050 to scream at these cunts. Speaking of Melbourne, they take on my Parramatta Eels, where Jason Riles, the master versus the apprentice, and the apprentice is probably fucked in this one because the master never really loses to his apprentices. But the Parramatta Eels are running out. I'll introduce everyone's favourite segment, ins and outs. There's no ins or outs for Jason Riles' mighty Parramatta Eels.
The ambush.
After they destroy the existence of Broncos, they're running out the same 17 that got the job done last week. Some familiar faces returned for the Melbourne Storm. Ryan Papenhuyzen is back after quitting for about 4 weeks with a calf injury. And Cameron Munster is back from personal leave. Taran Wishart pairs Cameron Munster in the halves with Jerome Hughes out for at least a month, which sees Nick Meaney move back to the centres, Grant Anderson back to the wing, and Kane Bradley back to 18th man. Kamaka Mika will start at lock with Trent Liero being given an undeserved rest, and Jonah Pezzett is the new pace on the bench. Alec McDonald also listed amongst the reserves, so he can pretend that he's Papenhuyzen when he runs onto the field. A spread of 10.5, Chris. Somewhat respect being given to Para, I guess you could say,
After
at
last
CommBank
week,
Stadium,
obviously.
because if they lost last week, we'd probably be looking at 12 or 14. Can Mitch Moses' crew stay in this contest? Can they upset the Melbourne Storm the first game of this round?
First thing I want to say is it was said in there Hughes is only out for a month, which I don't know how you can come back from a dislocated shoulder. But this is more of a between us thing, inside joke. It's pretty funny because I know he's going to come back in the last round. Everyone's going to rest except for him, and they'll beat Broncos.
Yeah, happens every other year.
Happens every other year. But anyway, in terms of this game, realistically, we shouldn't really have to have much to discuss, right? Without Hughes, Melbourne have not been great. And going forward, can they change that? Because in the next couple of weeks, regardless of who they're running out there, they do need a few wins on the board. There's another team in the top 4 who's given up completely, but we'll get to them next. But right now, they should be trying to get to second because a home final is a big difference for Dogs. I think for Melbourne, going to Dogs is not as... They won't be as intimidated, but Dogs having to go to Melbourne is a big different story. So Melbourne should be striving for that. Now, are they going to strive to that to absolutely destroy Para? I don't know. But I think a lot of this is the testament of what mindset we have Para at. Because realistically, we're actually not talking about 10.5. Realistically, this line is wrong. Because Para have actually been playing great footy. Hughes is out, who's Melbourne's best player. Pappy's coming off an injury. Munster didn't play last week. Grant's coming off a huge game. They won the NBA championship by beating Roosters with no one. Realistically, we should be saying, oh yeah, 10.5, like that's a fucking value, let's take it. But they're playing Melbourne. And truly, in my eyes, I think Para, like, are they going to keep covering to the end of the season? They can. But I think there's going to be a blip in the radar every now and again. That effort and that the desire to actually win is not going to be there every single week, which is not expected from them. Look, they're 14th. They don't deserve to be down there. Mitch has been out. Dylan Brown's fucking 22nd man because he's going to quit and go play for Knights. Like, shit like this has happened, sure, but we're expecting, if they don't play like with commitment, Melbourne will beat the shit out of this team. And I can't see the same commitment from Para again. Obviously, a lot of people in the comments, shout out Seabass, shout out Joel Collington, you're going to be like, well, Para always put effort in, but I just don't see it every single week. And this is a good week for them, short turnaround, beating Brisbane in Brisbane, having to come back home. While Melbourne played on Thursday, they play a 7-day turnaround exactly. They get to stay in Sydney. It seems like to me a good bet for Melbourne, even though the line is probably inflated in their direction because they're third.
I would want absolutely nothing to do with this spread. Okay. I think 10 is pretty bang on. You're getting 10 points with a Parasite that's proven compared to the other teams around where they sit on the table. They're still fighting for something, whether that's building for next year. As you mentioned a few weeks ago, Chris, people are fighting for their jerseys within the 17, which Riles obviously has been willing to swing the axe and swing it onto Dylan Brown's neck and get him out of the team. And I think that's caused a very big step up in performance for certain players. Penasini, I thought, was really good last week. Adokar, as we continue to say, is a man possessed. Lomax is playing like the New South Wales saviour. And
Moses being Moses.
When Moses is there, there's just a completely different side. On the other hand, you have Munster back in the purple jersey. Papenhuyzen back, who hasn't been there for a while. And really, Melbourne are pretty much close to full strength outside of Hughes and Nelson. And
we don't know where he is.
When they do get a roll on, effort only gets you so far because they take your will to live out of your fucking soul. And the avalanche and onslaught of points comes very quickly. Similar to the Raiders game where Para were in their nip and tuck. I understand that was without Mitch, but defensively, Mitch doesn't make that much of a difference that he can restrain these cunts from scoring 46 points if Melbourne really get angry. And the way Harry was playing in the middle of the field, Broncos have the names, but I don't think they have the play style to actually destroy the existence of Para through the middle of the park. But Melbourne very easily can do that, especially if Para are off their game. But
Para have
as
to be
you
on
said,
again.
Are Melbourne that motivated to play back-to-back games in Sydney, now without Hughes? Will Munster and Pappy be a little bit rusty? Like, we made the case, Olakau'atu's back last week, that's going to help them, but you never know with these players coming back from long-term absences with, especially those soft tissue injuries, the calf ones, just not feeling great about laying 10 with a team that just needs to win. I came on last week and said Broncos can't score, and Para's attack has actually been somewhat lethal as of late. They have kind of struck across everywhere on the park. Adokar can score a try out of nowhere. You can kick to Lomax and he becomes a man possessed.
What can they kick to Lomax?
Mitch can do he can make fucking magic on the field out of nowhere. Riley Smith's now giving them a dynamic through the middle of the park. That Papali guy at fullback is a live wire. It can be a live wire for the other team as well, which we saw last round. And Melbourne, these cunts are going to score 30 anyway, so I would actually go over 47. I don't think either. I actually think the way Melbourne has been defending, that Broncos are probably a better defense than Melbourne right now. And Para were able to score 22 against Melbourne. I see Melbourne getting to above 30, and I think Para can get to 3 converted tries at least. So there's no reason to take under 47 in this one. I would go over 47 and a half.
I like that. I like the overs. If I gun to my head, if I had to take a spread, I'd probably take Melbourne.
Okay.
Just because they have so many points in them.
Yeah.
And Para, I don't know if they can kick to Lomax because I'm pretty sure he's on Kurt, so that's a bit harder.
Yeah, I understand.
But I don't mind it. You're kind of covering all bases. I can't see this being unders, and Melbourne don't really have the will to defend. They might be able to just put points on the board, but they're not going to kill themselves to defend. I know next week they will because they play Brisbane, but this week, win and go home is probably the more likely scenario. If Melbourne win by 8, I won't be surprised.
Yeah, I agree with you. It takes a lot for me to resort to taking a total, but I really don't think there's value either side of the spread, so I'd go overs.
All right, what's the value?
Moving on to where there is value on the spread, the Waz. Shout out to you guys who were a little bit butthurt in our comment section, but that's all right.
They didn't even take ownership.
We gave you guys a lot of slack, and you didn't cop it that well, but it's okay. We move on to Friday night, 6 p.m., where the injury list is getting quite big for the Waz, unfortunately. Tamari Martin takes over at 5'8" for Chanel, who has a calf niggle. Dimitri Vaimauga starts at the front row in the absence of Fisher Harris, who also has a calf niggle. And as we mentioned in the review pod, Wade Egan has entered concussion protocols, which is an old BackYourself favourite Freddie Lussick joined the bench, and
God.
Sam Healy, whoever the fuck is that guy, starts at 9. Tui Piki comes onto the bench, so obviously Andrew Webster doesn't watch the podcast. For the Finns,
Maybe he's gonna come on.
Christian Wolf has 3 big additions to this lineup, with Cody Nikorima miraculously healing his hamstring injury, which looked like he got shot from a Barrett 50 cal from the stands, but he's healed. Felice Kafusi and Mark Nichols also returned for the trip to Auckland. Jack Averillo, the Dally M58 of the year, goes back to the wing after filling in for Nikorima. Oblix Tauha goes to the bench, and Harrison Graham and Peter Holler make way.
Holla, holla.
Obviously, on the back of the news of James Fisher-Harris and Chanel and Egan being ruled out of this one, and the ins for the Dolphins, we saw Warriors go from 3-point favourites to 2-point underdogs in New Zealand. Chrissy, as the Warriors hater that you are, what do you think of this one, champion? Will you be going down the wires yet again?
No, of course. I mean, in essence of the series, I have to take Dolphins. But am I as confident as I was last week? Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. Look, I said this to Zane earlier before all the injuries. This, in essence, is do or die for the top 4 right here, right now. And if they do lose, you can't dropping out, because Penrith playing the blind this week in terms of fucking Titans, because I know I backed them last week, but they are blind. And then I think Warriors play Bulldogs, and with this injury toll, there's no chance. And I think they play Penrith or something. They play another good team straight after it. So essentially, they need to win this New Zealand game. Now, I don't like the scenario of 3 players going out for one team and 3 huge additions coming in for another team, because often what happens is the team that lost the players go on and win. Now, do Warriors have anything left that they can beat the Dolphins with? I'm not sure. They have heart. I know they do. And that's why I'm scared to bet against them. I will. I don't know if it'll be the best bet, but in terms of the series, I will. Of course, I'll take Dolphins. But I am less confident than I was last week, simply because it seems too good to be true. And I haven't said this in a while. Warriors lose 3 players, lose one of their halves, against the Dolphins side who gain 3 players and score points at will. They score with they just blink and they score 6 points. Where Warriors side's offense, we saw last week, they couldn't crack Titans. So it's the polar opposite of teams. And Dolphins look like right now the fittest team and the healthiest team to make the 8 and fill the final spot. So they have incentive as well. I would likely just stick with my Dolphins bet and hope for the best. But am I as confident as I was with 10 points with Titans last week? Fuck no. Because Warriors, this is a do or die in my eyes. And I just don't think you're going to lay down and give up at home. So, and Dolphins, knowing you pricks, you taste some adversity and all of a sudden you capitulate. So I'm on the fence, but I'll take the Dolphins because the spread is simply wrong. I just don't think you're going to get that same garbage performance from Warriors that we did last week.
Very interesting game. And we've been called out in the comments as emotional Warriors haters. So I'm going to approach this game a little differently. It's going to be very analytics based.
It's going to go through every player. It's going to dive.
Warriors, I respect your heart. I respect your system. I respect Andrew Webster as a coach. And anytime we have a prospect in front of us of having to lay points in New Zealand, that's not something I'm on face value very comfortable doing. But in this case, you're getting a Warriors side now down Metcalf, Barnett, Chanel, Fisher-Harris, Wade Egan. Probably at least 4 of your best players. And Chanel obviously plays a pivotal role as well. And it's not just who's out, it's what that causes for the rest of your lineup. Nickel Clark's out of fullback. He is what he is at this point. Everyone that watches the Back Yourself podcast knows our thoughts on him and how limited he is with the ball in hand as far as the Warriors attack goes. Tamari Martin's never been good. So you cunts already banged the drum for Tanner Boyd. So if you guys are also going to bang the drum for this guy, then I don't know what to... I might retire from replying to you cunts in the comment section. Tanner Boyd, as you said, Chris, he's no fucking Joey Johns that you guys make him out to be either. Serviceable, but he's not Joey Johns.
Here we go.
Sam Healy. Now, I think Wade Egan is probably one of the most underrated players in this league. And we saw that his absence after the head knock directly impacted the 24-point avalanche that came to you guys from the Titans. And Now you're only getting 2 points with running out this spine, which I would guarantee that these cunts have never played a game of NRL together. And what is supposed to be the strength of your team, now a forward pack without Barnett and Fisher Harris, has you guys running out Vay, Malga, Jackson Ford as your starting front rowers, and Capewell, who's your best back rower, as good as Halasim and Nia Kuraya. He is your best back rower. You saw that in Game 2 of Origin. Now he's matched up against Herbie Farnworth, and as much heart as Capewell has, he doesn't have the agility or the lateral quickness to keep up with such a demon.
Why did they do that?
That is Herbie, right? And now you have Nick Karima, who's been an amazing ball player, with Katoa linking up, with running that shape with Hammer out back. I just don't see a situation that you guys have the communication on the edges, the players that can make decisions under pressure in that way. And you can't only getting 2.5 points. Like, in my mind, I would have this spread at 5.5 in the was getting 5 points. Two is so short. Like,
no, I'm not. The line's wrong.
That line is so wrong, and that's not even me being a Warriors hater, because I'm coming on saying that I respect anytime Warriors are getting points in New Zealand. That's something that I can't just be like, oh well, Warriors are going to get pumped, because I know what kind of effort I'm going to get from them. But considering you literally have a team that runs out, scores 50 a round, and how they score 50 a round is going around teams, and if not, they go through them, right? Like through Marshall King and Hammer in the middle. So you're running out Jackson Ford and Vay Malga as your front rowers, as your structure in the middle of the park, and you're running out a back rower at centre, and it's not like Roger's side of the field is any better at defending, with a halves pairing on both sides of the edges, which neither of them are particularly good defensively. And you're giving me a Dolphins team, like you said, Warriors are fighting for the 4, but Dolphins are fighting just as desperately for the 8. And you're running out and essentially all the players that they need to score 50. They score it every other fucking week anyway. Will they go to New Zealand and score 50? No. But can they score 4 converted tries, 5 converted tries? If Titans fucking scored 4, I don't see why Dolphins can't score 4. And that only laying 2 implies that Warriors have to also score 4 or more converted tries. And I just don't see how they get to that many points. So Dolphins minus 2.5.
Yeah.
I would put them under duress, because this is kind of their season in a nutshell. They've actually been given an opportunity to make the 8, with Manly capitulating, Roosters capitulating, and now playing a Warriors team with literally no players. Would I tip the Warriors at like minus 3 or 4 if they had Metcalf, Barnett, Fisher Harris? Oh yeah, they'll destroy this Dolphins team. But as currently constructed, 2.5, is that it? That would be my candidate for under duress, but obviously, we have a 10 times funnier fucking game for me to do that later in the round. But
Cowboys.
So I'm sorry, G's. You guys can let me know if you have hope in the comment sections, but
also,
I can't get there. I got to go minus 2.5 Dolphins.
Also, just like reading, I don't know if you added the words, because ins and outs is obviously your iteration of what they're saying. Having Chanel and Fisher Harris for the same injury out at the same time, likely be back next week. It kind of makes me feel like they want to make sure they win next week. So I just confirmed with the draw. The only hard game they have is next week. They play Bulldogs. And then they have Titans and Para and Dragons and just fucking morons. So what I don't like is they may have these niggly injuries, know they have to pay finals, and they're like, fuck it, we're going to sit them out this game, make sure they're healed, and get them back for the end of the season. That always smells disaster. And in my opinion, if that's what's happened, the G's can let us know. If they're truly injured, then it's not a niggle. They're going to be out, and they're probably going to be out next week too, because calves are not... We saw Pappy's out for 4 weeks.
The prognosis was that Fisher Harris is not so severe. He should be back next week, but Chanel will miss multiple weeks.
Okay. So they had to pull him out. Yeah, I kind of could say. I think the spread should be out 5, but I think Warriors are going to put a whole lot of more fight than they did against Titans last week. So Dolphins is the right side, so don't get it twisted, but I can see a good performance from Warriors coming too early. If they give up, if they play like they did last week, they're going to get annihilated.
Yeah, they'll lose by 20.
I think they'll give up on the season, because they play Dogs next week, they're going to die, and then who cares? They have Dragons. They're already going to be out of the 4 at that point, because Penrith obviously only 3 points behind because of this stupid fucking draw that's going to... I said it from day one that it's going to be clutch for them, and they're going to finish 4th on the back of it. But not just that, Brisbane are going to dismantle South, which we'll get to in a second. Sharks will likely win this week, so they will be on the same points as you. And knowing Sharks and Brisbane differentials, they're probably better than Warriors. So if you actually sit there and think about it, if you lose this game, they drop to 7th. And Dolphins will be right there. There's a 4-point swing. So it's not going to get any better. That's why I'm very skeptical to just go lay it with Dolphins. Everything leans in the Dolphins' direction. But I just think this Warriors team, you cannot just... This is their season, essentially.
What a catastrophe. If they fall all the way to 7th and end up not even getting a home final after all
It
this...
can happen right now.
Like,
even if they win out, it doesn't matter.
Scenario, yeah.
Because we know Sharks will win out with their draw. Brisbane, maybe not. Brisbane, maybe you'll overtake, but you never know. You could drop one of those Dragons or Titans games or Para even. And I think you play Manly last, who they have probably incentive to make the 8 as well at Manly. So this is a big, big game. And
again, you can't lucky you beat Knights.
You've luckily beat Knights. And otherwise this meant nothing. So can I lay 2? If they do give up and lose, like, geez, I'm sorry, like, it's an absolute catastrophe of the season from where you cunts were. And that's purely the injuries themselves. And I think you guys can admit that as well. We can admit it, that injuries really fucked you cunts towards the back end of the year. But
the worst place to get injured and the worst time for them to get injured is just fuck the whole season.
Exactly. Fuck the whole season. But this one, like, I will still give you guys shit because, like, if you guys just, like, give up and bend over to Dolphins, then, like, it really just shows that, like, okay, the injuries are here. All right, we give up. It's too hard. But the mentality of the club won't be there.
I feel like you and I are in the camp that they're not going to give up and they will fight. But
we're
only laying 2. Right?
Yeah,
if you had to lay 6 or some shit, I wouldn't do it. But to only lay 2, in my mind, Warriors can try as hard as they want, but they just can't execute to hang in there with this.
Because their differential is worse than Brisbane and Sharks, right?
No, Sharks is 5 points worse. But when Sharks do what they're going to do in the next
these guys are going to lose. So, I mean...
Yeah. It seems that... And the Broncos wants 50 ahead because...
They destroy everything.
It's about to be another 50 ahead. Moving on to 8 p.m. on Friday night, my South Sydney Rabbitohs, after winning the Hearts...
Put the scarf on them.
Winning the Hearts over of all of Redfern with their performance last week, which they lost in, are now going to Brisbane. And Brisbane, after getting raped by Para, are laying even more points than they were last week. 14.5 against the Eels. Now they are 18.5, ladies and gentlemen. 3 converted tries wouldn't get you a winning best bet.
Have we
You
had
need
20
more
this
than
round?
that. We have never. I don't think we've had 20 this season.
No, we have. We have Roosters round 2.
Oh, yeah, the infamous.
They won.
Yeah, the infamous when they won outright. That's comedy in itself.
Yeah.
But Souths...
Cuts are getting there.
Whew. All right, let me take a deep breath before I do ins and outs with you guys. The judiciary verdict just came in. Jack Wyden for headbutting. What's his name? The Sharks forward, Rudolph, has gotten 4 weeks, so his season is pretty much over. Ins and outs. Michael Maguire has swung the axe to make a statement, and he's dropped Karapani for no reason, and brought Mariner back in, who also he dropped early in this season for no reason. And in addition to that, Selwyn Cobbo's back, baby. The Dolphin himself is replacing Jesse Arthurs, who again is being dropped for no reason. You guys played like dirt, and he swapped the wingers around, which is really funny in my eyes. So on the south side of things, Wayne Bennett has given up on this team. Jack White is found guilty of a grade 2 shoulder charge, so he's been suspended for 4 matches. Bailey Bentley Hape.
We've seen him play.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Returns from a groin injury on the wing, while halfback Jamie Dumfries is also back on deck. The shoulder injury to Tavita Totola after he scored the try of the season sees Jaira move to prop, which means the 2 awful back rows of Jacob Host and Ewan Aitken will be in the back row for this South Sydney team.
Oh my God.
Thomas Fletcher joins the bench to debut for this team. Lewis Dodd, after actually playing gun, is dropped to the reserves, as is Tyron Munro, because I guess Souths don't want to score any tries at all. 18.5, Chris. Can you get there with Souths?
Is that it?
Is that it?
This should be the 24. This should be the biggest. Look, Brisbane, show us. I already know you cunts are going to play good. It's written. It's engraved. You cunts are going to play good. Everything's just going to work for you cunts this week, isn't it? You stupid pricks. Here comes the passes. Here comes the fucking offload. Conveniently, the fastest winger known on earth is back, and Clobbo the Dolphin is back. So this is actually the team that should have been running out there from round one. Or it was running out there from round one. This is the team, the best lineup that they actually have. They're like, you know what? The wingers suck. That's our issue. It's not your fucking issue, Madge. But anyway, but it's South. And after all the heart they showed last week, how can I take 18.5? They're destined to give up.
Yeah,
it's like
they
this
really
close. And Brisbane are the polar opposite. They're destined to destroy someone and make their differential 132.
I feel like
You feel for South?
Dodd's going to come in for Wyden. So after actually playing his first 80-minute game, he's like knows that Wayne wanted to drop him, but now he's putting him back in.
Well, he has to.
Right? So that's... I'm a man of principle before anything else, Chris.
You'll die for South.
I'm not laying 18 with Brisbane. Fuck those cunts. Out of principle. Will they destroy the entire franchise? Yeah, they will. Souths, this is like the miracle give-up spot from these cunts.
Yeah, I think so.
For them to play for the Game 7 of the NBA Championship the way they did last week, pretty much tackled for 80 minutes straight,
Yeah.
lose their captain in Wyden, are now running out Dodd and Dumfries. I mean, fuck me. Why the hell would they go to Brisbane and even tackle anyone? Let alone Haas and Walsh and Carrigan and all these good players. Yeah. I can't take South either because I know they're going to get destroyed. So whatever the Brisbane team total is, just take overs. Souths, after all that defending, they're going to go and get absolutely annihilated. And you know what? This probably would be a good game opportunity for some same game like try scorers. Take Cobbo, he's going to come back and score like the Dolphin he is. Takes fucking
Reynolds,
he'll score against his old team. Brisbane will front run, everyone will say, hey, look how good they can be when Souths are literally running out. Imagine who's missing for Souths.
everyone.
Latrell, Cam Murray, Wyden, Campbell Graham, Totola, Kalal Matungi. Who the fuck are they even running out there?
No one.
Jai Gray by himself.
Look.
Can Jai Gray cover 18.5? That's the question.
I'll tell you. I know why Wyden went to the judiciary.
So he can give up on the year.
He's going to Bali.
Yeah.
He's joining them in Bali.
Latrell's at the dock waiting for him right now.
But I guarantee you,
I wish
the Brisbane fans won't tell us.
Cody Walker's out as well. I actually wish all the Souths players were playing because this game would be gone.
Jaden Sullivan.
I purposely didn't mention his name.
No.
You know that, right?
Monroe, obviously for no reason as well, even though he should be stuck. Campbell Graham.
Yeah, I said him.
I actually genuinely...
Brandon Smith?
Yeah. I know what jerseys they're going to wear too. It's over there.
The All Blacks?
Because, you know what? They're like, you know what? We haven't...
There has to be a funeral for South.
Yeah. We haven't...
If Souths try their hardest with what they're running out there, do you think they can cover 18?
Yeah. Because Brisbane are idiots. 18 is like...
That's a really high line.
That's huge. That's like, holy fuck.
I can't remember the last time someone was laying 18 or 20 or
I have
20,
no
whatever.
faith in Brisbane anymore after last week. No faith. But it's just South.
It's a really bad spot.
It's awful.
If this was last week and Souths were going and getting
different.
18, I would take it. But after doing that and like, what's their motivation to like not come last, right? But if you've been paying attention to the casualty ward, Souths actually, for whatever reason, get Cam Murray back in a couple of weeks. Latrell will come back and play a couple of games. Campbell
won't
Graham,
come last.
They probably will like come back and beat Roosters at the end to not come last and give it to fucking
Titans.
No, Knights. Because I guarantee they can spray paint whatever fucking points Knights have. They're not winning again. But I feel like this game has been made not interesting because do you take 18 with Souths and cheer for them knowing they're going to get destroyed? Probably not. Do you lay 18 with the Brisbane? Even if you win, like that doesn't give me any vindication because I know the only reason they would cover is because Souths have no one. I'd rather just fucking move on to 3 p.m.
Do I not get vindication?
I'd actually rather skip this game completely as well and move on to 5:30. Much funnier, but your Gold Coast Titans,
Yes!
after winning, now are running out to take on the fucking 4-time champion, 7-peat, immortalized Penrith Panthers. And this is what Des has done for his 501st game
What did he
coaching
do?
in the NRL. Sam Barrels has returned from personal leave to take over at hooker.
We don't
That
want
cunt, I'm
Barrels.
pretty sure, got suspended for his sin bin hip drop. Anyway.
We don't want Verrills.
Chris Randall is off with concussion protocols. Tom Weaver comes onto the bench with Sean Malani suspended.
Alex Sauce is playing second row. I know.
Canberra is listed among the reserves as he looks back to force his way into the side and score 50 more tries. And that's it for Des.
Oh, no, Alec is starting. I'm just letting you know.
Liam Martin is starting in the fucking second row to be 1-17 conveniently to end the fucking year and win another premiership. Penrith laying 12.5 against the Titans in this nothing burger of a game. Talk to me, Christy. What are you thinking?
It's just shit. You know what?
This is definitely the shittest game of the round.
Overs. Penrith have been scoring like at will, and Titans will give up. Don't get twisted. But Titans, the beauty of Titans is they do score. No matter how much they give up, they score. And 3 p.m. in the afternoon in Gold Coast, hopefully it's not raining because this is going over. I can't take the spread because I said last week Titans are going to go on their little run. This may begin the little run.
I think they're going to run out of the building.
They should get absolutely killed.
Okay,
The fact there was 11 last week and it's 12 against this Penrith team is absolutely incredible.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Think about it this way. Last week we took 13 plus with Penrith against probably a better Tigers team. So
No.
you don't think Tigers are
No,
better?
that iteration was awful.
Was it?
Yeah.
What was awful about them?
No. They had nothing compared to this week. This week's Tigers are gun. Like, it's a complete 180.
Okay, no.
No. Yeah, it's still better.
Last week's Tigers versus this week's Titans. Who would be favourites? Tigers.
Yeah, but I would take Titans.
Anyway.
Yeah, I would take Titans.
But you're just saying that because...
No. Because, look, we saw this game 3 weeks ago, so why the fuck would they lost by 1 point?
Yeah.
So, essentially, they're the same fucking team.
Well, they had Tino then, I guess.
No, but that doesn't mean anything. As we've clearly seen. Yeah.
But no, they're bringing in fucking Verrills and Weaver, for God's sake.
Yeah,
if anything, these cunts are worse.
Than last week.
Yeah, I'd take Milani over Weaver.
For
And Verrills. He's an awful player. I can't take it with Titans. It's not at 3 p.m. in the fucking heat. I know they're going to give up.
I know they're going to give up.
I wouldn't take overs either because Penrith are playing to the black wall again.
No, but I feel like they won't care about Titans.
I know they won't.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
I know, but...
And they actually have, I think you mentioned this last week, I'm pretty sure their stretch begins next week.
Of
Where they go to
fucked
Raiders.
up games. No, you just don't check.
I know they have had a bit of a piss run.
Oh,
No. Yeah, the fucked up game, Nights?
No, it starts the week after.
Yeah. So I don't even think this is the week to be like, it's a look ahead. That's next week when we go and bet on Nights. But for this specific round, I think Penrith can show up and put it 40% effort in and cover.
Wait a minute.
Because I know, Penrith's the one outfit that you can't just assume that Titans will get 20.
Let me just...
That's the problem.
Live. I have to see the Knights line next
The look
week.
ahead. Okay, can you guess it? Penrith Knights.
12 again.
I think more.
Because they don't have best.
I'll say 14.5.
I want to say 12. I'm going to
Nah,
say 12.
what Knights are running out?
12.
Is that it? It's Knights.
Yeah. We need double. Is that it?
Anyway.
Holy fuck, Roosters, you cunts are bad.
Anyway, don't worry about Roosters. Look,
Oh my God.
I know it's what, but I know it's not fun. It's not particularly interesting. It's quite annoying, if anything. But I would take Penrith 13 plus in this one again because, like I said, this is the one side that I don't think Titans can just run out and score 4 garbage tries.
Okay, look, if we're normal day and age, this would be I would take 13 plus. If this was last week 2.0, then fuck it, let's take it.
Because I think last week Tigers played better than Titans can even play, and they literally lost 36-2.
Fuck off, Penrith.
Fuck off. Now, see, right now the Penrith games are just meaningless to us.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks' time when they play Melbourne and Raiders, then we can cheer against them truly. But I don't want to get into bed with fucking losers like Tigers and Titans, watch them score one try, and then be
Tigers.
like, I'm getting 12.5. Yeah, I hope they can stay in this.
What's interesting is if the Tigers named the team that they named last week, and they were 12.5, we would have probably taken them.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have covered.
Yeah, I know.
That's the issue.
I wouldn't have taken them. I knew these cunts are when Penrith notch it up and play like fucking scumbags, there's no point taking anyone against them.
You're right.
All right,
moving
let's
on
get to the good shit.
the Zarafos brothers.
You don't...
I love you guys and I love your team.
Do you?
And shout out to you, Charles Green, as well. Going for 10 in a row, the mighty Milk, after getting raped by dogs, up 22-0, have not dropped the game in the past 2.5 months.
No one commented.
Yeah, I know. No one gives a shit. You guys could have fucking seen this guy drink 2 liters of milk on the podcast, but you guys are asleep. All you do is skip to the Warriors segment and then turn the podcast off. I'm telling you, that 1 hour of content we give, you can't miss a second of it on this podcast. Truly awful. Shane Flanagan has ripped his hair out with his team, and he's found out the solution. Michael Molo starts instead of Sua. Jaime Sele is added to the bench.
Yes.
If you want to call him an addition.
He is.
Seb Chris returns, so Sasangi goes to the bench, and Noah Martin, after scoring the best try of the season, goes into the reserves as they look for 10 straight victories. 7.5 is your point spread in the favour of the Green Machine going to the Gong. Will you be sounding the alarm for the Dragons for absolutely no reason, Chrissy?
Zarafos brothers,
Make
make
up.
sure you go to the game. They're going to win. I'll tell you why.
Okay, give us your analysis and your logic.
My logic is this. Everyone's given up on Dragons. And what's comical is if you guys watch the podcast, maybe about, was it 4 weeks ago, they played some inbreds and we're in the same situation that everyone had given up on them and they went
Broncos.
and won. Yeah, and they went and won. It's the same situation. And the flip side is, the other side, everyone knows intrinsically Raiders are due a loss and it's coming. If it's not now, it's coming later. And that's why I want to take Dragons. But why I think Dragons will still fire up this week is because they're kind of like, their week at the end will start going bad. They will still perform to the same level. It's just they're shit. That's the problem. Raiders drew a flat spot, and we've known this for weeks. And what I love about these sort of games is the spread. If you just look at the number and look what Dragons have performed in the last couple of weeks, and you look how Raiders have performed the last couple of weeks, you're sitting there and thinking, how the fuck is this only 7.5?
Yeah. I want an answer to that question.
That is exactly when you're like, oh, okay, then I can just fucking take Raiders. It's fucking only 7. Hey, yeah, this should be 10. And the Dragons go in. Because it's like the bookies know and people know that something is conjuring and some magic is going to happen to allow Sele to crash over and score. Because Sele will score this week. I have a feeling.
I can't believe the spread.
I know, the spread is wrong, but I'm taking Dragons. I think they might win. I can't sit there and go, all right, I know Raiders are the better team. Why is this not 10? What if someone can explain to me why this isn't 10.5?
So Dragons were 5 to Cowboys and now they're 6 to Raiders.
Someone explain to me, sit there in the comments or yourself, explain to me why Dragons, after giving up last week and letting Dearden run through the line like no one was in front of him, which there wasn't, why are they only 6.5 this week at home to a Raiders side? Explain. Full strength. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
If the NRL ran all 17 Raiders players onto the field with blindfolds, I still wouldn't take Dragons. Why the fuck
Are they 7.5?
are they 7.5?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
If last week's Knights team, what were they? 15? 14? This Dragons team should at least, bare minimum, should be 10.
Yeah.
If not 12.
I agree.
This is an atrocious team.
But this is a team that's going to play possessed.
Nah. I'm sorry, Dragons fans. Zarafos brothers. I went to battle with your team last week. And the score,
precisely why I want to take them.
The scoreline's deceiving. This Raiders team literally don't even try for 5 minutes a game. They score 40 every week against like better defensive sides than you cunts, apparently. And now you're going to run out King Tongia and that left edge against Timoko and Xavier Savage and Fogarty and Hosking. Your middles as well. Like these cunts, this is 7 without Sua. They're 1 forward. These motherfuckers have 1 forward. He's not even there.
It feels so good to take him. I can't wait. I cannot wait to take
This
Dragons.
would be the funniest win, and I might back down to you for the rest of my life.
This is...
Because genuinely, I know there is some credence to what you're saying.
This is...
I know they can go and win.
If everyone knows, Zarafos brothers will remember. This feels like the Manly game all over again last year.
When they want to beat Manly. When
For
they
no
shouldn't
reason.
have at all. Like, even on the day they played like dirt and they won. Right? Manly was scoring 46 around.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
what
went and
they
scored
scored.
1 try. Like, it's just fucking stupid. But I'm sorry, Dragons. I know Raiders are going to go and not try. I'm already giving you that.
Yeah, I already know.
I know Dragons might fire up to sort of make amends for how much dirt they played against Cowboys. Considering both those things, I still think Raiders will go win by like 16.
Liddell will stop Owen Paddy.
Liddell can't stop anyone.
No, he can. He could score.
Who in the... Clemmer's
Gawler, he knows all their plays.
Clemmer and Gawler against Tarpany and Papali.
It's a mismatch everywhere.
Sele
Don't get into the
and Molo on
analysis.
the edges against Hudson and Hosking. It's legit Gutho by himself against a team that's 15-3, and I only have to lay 6. The more I think about it, this is like...
Yeah, no.
They should...
Every position there is an issue. It should be literally 13. 1 point for every position.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
But I'm not denying it's the wrong side.
And then, like, okay, if Dragons are within striking range, they're only down 10 or something throughout the majority of the game, it's nip and tuck. What's there to suggest to me that Raiders won't just do the same garbage that they have done in the last couple of weeks? They'll bring Owen Paddy on, the Dragons forwards will get tired, and they'll just concede 4 converted tries like everyone else. There's no reason, and I would never allow you to send out Dragons.
Okay, look, there's a bit more promise to what I'm going to say. I'm going to add more. Raiders play Manly next week back in Canberra, which might sound like
that is a look-ahead spot in a way.
It means nothing, but Raiders always seem to fucking get raped by Manly every time. So they're probably thinking, you know what? We're going to go and beat Manly next week. Fuck Dragons. But I would love if Dragons win this game outright. I truly I'll hope everyone understands that the sport is more than just a number. If Dragons go out and win, truly people need to understand that it's actually just sometimes it's just at that moment in time the narrative means more than the fucking number, because this should be 13. There's no reason it shouldn't be. They're fucking awful. But when I actually saw 4, I told you last week, how is this 4.5? It's fucking Raiders and it's Dragons, who literally we saw give up and not cover 4 against Cowboys when they should have. And Raiders who just willy-nilly cover fucking 16 no matter what. and this is the complete opposite. And now you cunts have pushed it out to 7. Is that it? Realistically, I should be sitting here saying, is that it? But in my heart, I'm just like, I know Dragons.
Should I send out Raiders 41 plus again?
No. If Dragons are gonna if Raiders are gonna cover, it'll be Dragons won't score. They'll score 10.
So you think Dragons will go out there and defend?
Yeah.
Against the number one attack?
It won't be overs. I reckon I'm leaning unders. The first one will be overs.
I think Raiders are going to score 40 again.
Well, they should.
Because that Knights team actually defended last week. Dragons, from what I saw from them against Cowboys, Cowboys, I want to remind the audience, they didn't have the ball for 30 minutes of the second half. I know. Legit, in 30 minutes, they had 5 sets and they scored 38.
I'm not.
So
I'm just. This is a podcast about opinions. When I looked at the number, I said this is wrong.
I know.
But
I get what you're saying.
I can sit here and go, okay, it's wrong. What am I missing? I'm not missing anything. So why is it 7?
You know what?
That's my problem.
You know what? The number was wrong when Dragons went and beat Broncos. They did it anyway. It was wrong when they played Melbourne. They went and won anyway. Dragons have it in them. I'm not doubting you. You are the Dragons whisperer on this podcast. If any team is open to being mispriced and running out with no one, just conveniently when they play the best team in the competition and they have fucking given up on the year and they go and beat them, it's Dragons. So they do have that going for them. But that's it for these cunts. As soon as they get on the field, everything points to them getting dismantled. Yeah. And I really can't for the life of me figure out why the fuck this is only 6.5. So for that reason, me being the technical, rational thinker, there's no reason for me to take Dragons.
Yeah, agree.
Dragons fans, Zero Frost Brothers, I want to hear.
I'll die for them.
Do you have any belief in your team this round or not? Because that might sway my opinion as well. That's the echelon I hold you boys in, especially you, James, who never has faith in his team.
I wonder if he has faith. No, they have no faith, so that's good for me as well.
That's good for you. That's what that scares me. Yeah. Moving on.
Here we go. The game of the week.
To my Sydney Roosters. Shout out to you, J-Mouse. Shout out to you, Barnsey. And shout out to Trent Robinson for switching it up a little bit. The Manly Seagulls have Corey Waddell replacing Ola Kawatu at the back row. Jake Simpkin returns from concussion protocols on the bench with Tommy Talau also in for his first game since round 18. What? Is he on the bench? Tommy Talau is on the bench. Oh, Seabold, wake up. Gordon Champ Kontong, after being Manly's best player last week, drops to the reserves.
No, he wasn't.
Billy Smith and Hugo Savala, the saviour, are back on deck. So Ethan King moves to 18th man. Sandon Smith enters concussion protocol. Poor Roosters. Salasi, Feketi and Spencer Leniu go back to the bench after starting last week, although a late switch with Wong and Egan Butcher could be on the cards again. How tricky from Robinson. They'll never see it coming. Ielu has displaced Zach Docker-Clay after his miraculous try last round. Victor Radley is also among the reserves as he looks to return from a shoulder injury.
Why?
A spread of 2.5, Christopher. In your fixture, technically, will your Manly Seagulls bounce back and destroy Roosters, or are Roosters due a win?
Just lose, Roosters. Just lose. Can't just give up. This is everyone's upset. You name a dog, a cat, a fucking cow, a chicken. Everyone's going to say Roosters this week. It's fine. Even this guy's going to say Roosters.
You don't know what I'm going to
I
say.
already know he's going to say Roosters.
You don't know what I'm going to say.
But it's simple. Because the game before is going to, it even enriches me even more that Dragons are going to win. I'm so convinced that they've won. They might have won already. They might as well give them the 2 points, in my opinion. Everyone's going to think Roosters are going to win. No one's going to tip any other underdog. No one gives a fuck about Warriors because they have no one. Power, you cunts might cover and lose, but you're not going to win the game. Titans, you cunts are dead. South, you cunts are dead. So it gets the Dragons. Now, everyone's going to be like, well, Dragons are just going to die. They're playing the team coming first. Sure. Let's say Dragons die. Then the whole will be like, brother, here we go. Here comes the underdog. And it's just not going to happen, is it? Because the shortest line of the week always scares me. Because it's the one that everyone just wants to fucking back. Oh, yeah, fucking 2 points with Roosters. They get Billy Smith back. And fucking Savala's better than Sandon Smith anyway, even though fucking Robinson dropped him for Sandon Smith and Townsend. And also, enjoy retirement, Chad Townsend. You had a good run. You had a good run. Just wanted to add that in because obviously the Ruck Infringement podcast wants us to, acknowledge Roosters as a fucking football team, even though every other week they don't recognize themselves as football players themselves. They go out there and give up every 2 seconds. But truly, in my heart, I don't care. It could be Manly -8, and I would take Manly. I don't care. Because I know Roosters. And I know Roosters will probably win because whenever you think, oh yeah, they're just going to give in and Robinson fires up the troops, makes a change and they go fucking try and they go beat Manly of all cunts and now they're back in their race for the 8 and if they beat Dolphins, they can get there. Whatever. Go win, you gangsters. But if you lose, truly, to this Manly iteration without Olakawatu, I don't want to hear it.
It's the same Manly team that went to Melbourne.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from every Rooster needs to have their eyes peeled for the review podcast because they're dead meat. Go win because I'm enticing you. I know you cunts. Everyone's going to say Roosters, so go for it. Take them. It's going to drop to 1.5 on game day. Go for it. It's fine.
Okay.
Go Manly.
What do you actually think is going to happen?
What I actually think, I'm Manly.
Why?
Because it's Roosters.
Do you think they're just going to go play like dirt again?
No. They will play good for about 50 minutes. But this is actually, I think, how Roosters will lose this time. I'm even going to predict how they're going to lose. I think they will literally, this is a typical Roosters performance, play good for maybe 50 minutes of the game, the first 50. No, the last 50. The first 30, they'll go out there and give up. They might be down like 24-0 in 30 minutes, and then they'll come back and valiantly, and so everyone can be like, oh, poor Roosters. If we had Sandon Smith, we would have won.
No, I disagree with you. I actually despise everything about this game as a whole because it's going to be touted to be
the game of the round.
Which one of these guys are going to fucking win and make the top 8 when both of them are actually just fucking garbage in my eyes. Manly, they have the players on paper, but last week, you know what this week is for Manly in my eyes. Remember last year when Dragons lost to Dogs and you're like, these kinds of they're just fucked now?
You can argue that.
It's not that they lost, it's how they lost. Like, for them to go to Melbourne and win and be like, fuck, bro, we beat Melbourne. We can actually, if we just beat Dogs, then we can go and destroy Roosters. And our draw gets pretty soft after that. We can make a push, maybe even get a home final. Olakawatu's back. Then you're like, the scoreline's deceiving in the first half. Dogs complete at 100%. You go to halftime, you just scored. It goes 12-4. You're like, fuck, if we get like you said, even the Dogs fans deep in their asshole in their heart were thinking, fuck, if Manly score first in the second half, we're in big trouble. They're probably thinking the same thing at halftime. They come out 2 minutes later, Olakawatu's season's over, and then for the next 40 minutes, they just get bent over by Dogs.
I would agree with that statement, but the only reason I wouldn't is because Manly's season was on the line in that Melbourne game, and they showed that they wanted to win. In my eyes, even as high as I tout Manly, they were never going to win all three. Even if they beat Dogs last week, it would actually incline me more that they would lose to Roosters.
Here's my answer to you. In my eyes, Manly put the same amount of effort in last week than they did in Melbourne. The only difference was Melbourne made 16 errors and just played like idiots, and Dogs completed 100%, and Olkawatu got injured in the middle of the game.
Sure, but Roosters are not going to complete 100%.
So you got the two kitchen sink games already from Manly, but most people wouldn't acknowledge last week's as a kitchen sink because they got hammered, right? So now you have Roosters, poor Roosters, so hard for you guys. Manly coming off a 5-day turnaround.
Yeah.
Roosters coming off
6-day
turnaround. Roosters coming off an 8-day turnaround, so they have the rest advantage.
Perfect.
They haven't won in a month, so at some point you guys have to win.
Do they?
They're much healthier than Manly because, as I said in the review, Turbo's there, but in name only. He does not play like Turbo at all. This guy's on one leg. It's actually hard to watch. Billy Smith's a good addition just because of Ethan Kings is not a first-grade standard. And Manly I don't think they have the forwards to contain Roosters. Eventually, they're going to have to play good. And you're getting them at an underdog price, getting like $2.15 when...
Why do you believe in them?
I truly think that this should be closer to a pick'em in my eyes.
Give us pick'em.
At a pick'em, I probably wouldn't take Roosters, but in a game where I feel like Roosters have the motivation and Manly are coming off like massive levels of deflation, I would have to take Roosters at $2.
That's fine. Look, the whole world's going to take Roosters. Go for it. Throw your money on them. Because I know the team that makes all the errors. And like you mentioned, Roosters will never, ever... If I see Roosters complete 100%, it must be in my dream because it won't happen with these idiots. So, look, Dogs are a much higher caliber team than what Manly are, sure. But Dogs are also a much higher caliber team than this Roosters iteration. I can't imagine Roosters going out there disciplined against Manly. But I'm already content. I know everyone's going to sit there on Saturday waiting for their value to come in on this fucking Roosters team. But little they know, all their multis will lose on the game before because I'm more excited for Dragons than this garbage. Who cares? Roosters, you can have them. Go win, you gangsters.
You are right. Roosters will close at 1 on game day.
I know, but it could be Pick'em.
Yeah.
I know everyone's going to back him. Go back him. Go. Be my guest. The bookies will take any sum you want on these morons.
Don't worry, Barnesy and James. I'll defend you.
But if you guys lose, you better come back. Every Roosters fan. I want him dead.
At this point, who gives a fuck?
No.
Honestly, whoever wins or loses this game, I might not even do the review.
No,
I don't care.
No.
Manly, you guys can win, sure.
No, Manly will make the 8.
You both suck. It doesn't matter.
Manly will make the 8.
They're both awful teams.
See, Roosters, if you guys win, you're actually just giving Dolphins a fucking 8 spot.
Yeah.
If Manly win, like, Roosters are gone, it's between Manly and Dolphins, and that's it.
Yeah, well, Dolphins need to fucking win first before anything happens.
All right, now let's get to the good shit.
Now it gets fucking go. All the fucking 6 games we analysed doesn't really matter except South. Now it starts to get goat. Shout outs. Harry.
Oh, God.
The Tigers ambassador.
Oh.
Charlie.
Do you want me to do ins and outs? Because you've got to talk for 4 hours.
Yeah.
If
you still want it. Crazy Praying Mantis, you know where I'm going with my preview analysis on the Tigers half situation, particularly the 5-8. Shout out to you, Matthew, the member of the kennel that waves the white and blue flag higher than any other motherfucker out there.
True.
When the rest were cowering. Fuck.
Manly.
Olakawatu's back. Oh, fuck. My phone's just muzzing out, brother. Shout out to you, Chris Crius, who attended the game last weekend and was ready to anoint Jacob Carraz is the greatest player of all time.
We'll see this week.
He fucking played like it last week. Do I give a shout out to the whole Dogs lineup?
You have to. It's part of the podcast.
All right.
Because
shout out to Jacob Carraz, the best fullback since Billy Slater. Shout out to Connor Tracy, who's unfortunately has experienced a very fucking bad abdomen injury. Seems like he'll be out of action for a little while. And I thought he was probably the best on ground last week, so that's sad to see. But
here we go.
It is hilarious to see Carraz at fullback because the last time we played there, he was awful. That weird Galvin's mate on the wing that scored the game
it's a different guy.
Ridikama, isn't that him?
I thought it was Nick something.
No, Ridikama's back to score another potential game winner against Tigers. Shout out to Bronson Sherry. Scored a double last week. He will be gunning for a hat trick, so watch out. Shout out to Stephen Crichton. Every time he gets the ball, the Earth stops rotating on its axis and everything stands still to see what this man can do with a rugby league ball in his hands. Shout out to Inari Tuola. He has a chance of scoring because he's no longer a Knight, which is fantastic. Shout out to Matthew Burton, who has uranium inside of his left foot and can kick the ball 1 kilometre into the air, but he chooses not to, conveniently.
Have we seen a Burton ball?
Not for a while.
No, no.
Shout out to Lachlan Galvin. I can confirm the 3rd statue is in progress. Shout out to
Get one every week.
Shout out to Max King. The only blue you will wear, hopefully, is the Bulldogs blue. Shout out to Reid Marnie, the 17th best hooker on the Bulldogs. Shout out to Sam Hughes. Again, a double for you last week. Now gunning for a hat trick. Shout out to Kickow, because for the sake of it, fuck it, he's a good player. Shout out to Preston, the future New South Wales captain. Shout out to Salmon for, I don't know, having pictures of Serraldo of some way that he continues starting when he actually is the 3rd best lock on this team. Shout out to Kurt Mann, you cut him, he bleeds maroon. Shout out to Harry Hayes, the next coming of Sonny Bill Williams. Shout out to Josh Curran, just for the sake of it. And shout out to Bailey Hayward, the man that comes on and does nothing and gets all the praise of the entire planet from the Bulldogs faithful. Shout out to Serraldo for watching the podcast and giving us amusement by putting Carras to fullback. Did they have a better option? Surely.
No.
Because I like Carras on the wing, but at fullback he's...
Do you remember the other player that used to play fullback? He played 1 game.
Crichton?
Yeah. Do you remember when they got pumped?
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck, he was awful. And shout out to Gus, the man who
and Serraldo.
who didn't know Galvin, but conveniently got him over
And
to
Serraldo,
the
well
Bulldogs.
done.
And
Thanks for
Serraldo,
watching the
Thank you.
podcast.
Yeah, we appreciate the view that you give us every week. A spread of... Oh, fuck, I haven't done ins and outs.
What's
Massive
the
job.
Dogs ins and outs?
Now, there's a few Tigers ones.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Thank fuck. Star fullback Jareen Buller returns after 5 games out with a hamstring injury. So Taruva goes back to the wing. Isaac Tupo goes back to reserve grade.
Sounds guy.
Samuel Afanu also returns, so thank God Tony Suka reverts to the bench. Royce Hunt has been added to the bench. He's no longer fatigued. But unfortunately, the omission of Jack Bird makes us very sad here on the Back Yourself podcast. Although he is awful.
God, that guy.
Connor Tracy is out for 3 to 4 weeks with an ab injury. Carras goes to fullback. Rinakama comes onto the wing to potentially win the match. A spread of 10.5. What will they be singing at full time, Chris? Who Let the Dogs Out or Eye of the Tiger? Dun, 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 dun.
I'd love for people to make a case to lay 10 with Dogs. There's no reason to. Like,
I can make the case.
what,
Dogs are a
awful.
great side and Tigers are an awful side.
Yeah,
That's what
but-
on paper would
Yeah,
be.
but this iteration of Tigers is not an awful side. This is the best they've got. Now, if you're going to go out there and not cover 10 to this Dogs team without their fullback and Kiraz back there, then you guys have a whole lot of other problems, because truly, this is the best one. Like, their 1 to 6 is top 8 level.
Buller, Taruva, Taylor May, Stafford, Gerald Skelton, Jerome Luai.
That is top 8. That is very good 1 to 6. Obviously, we wish we had the 7s flipped around and you had Lockie Galvin at 7 as well.
can have La too.
And you would literally be the best 1 to 7 that they can run out there with Api Coruscant, with Samuel Alfanu, with Paul. They're literally full strength. There is not one player Tigers have out I can think of, other than Bird, which is a loss for the Back Yourself podcast, but that's about it. Look, can they win? I think this is the upset alert I was thinking of doing, because I think they can. But the 10 points is way too good. I don't think this should be 10. On game day, this will be 8. 10 is way too many. This Tigers team, look, you can talk shit about everything they do. They did try last week. They just ran into a fucking brick wall. Dogs, on the other hand, they tried. Don't worry about that. And for them, and maybe for all Dogs fans who were shaking at halftime as well, won the NBA championship last week. So can they just go and beat Tigers by 12? Of course they can. Will they? I doubt it. I think this Tigers team will really show some fight with this team. On paper, looks great. Everyone's back. A good forward pack, which is where Dogs have been where their strength is, and they conveniently get everyone back this week. Still have Coruscant. They have Buller back. 10 seems like a steal at the moment.
Okay. In my opinion, Bulldogs last week pretty much played close to a perfect game of footy. Completion percentage, effort, energy, suffocated Manly and took them out of the contest. Outside of that, if you were to lay double digits with the Bulldogs, you wouldn't have covered it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in a row. They covered it to Para.
Which doesn't count. Mitch didn't play.
They didn't cover it to Dolphins, Roosters, and they covered it against Raiders, hilariously enough. So, laying double digits with Dogs wouldn't have been profitable for the last 2 months. And, as we alluded to last week, Chris, in the review, doesn't look like their attack's clicking on that high cylinder that it was earlier in the season. So, in the Manly game, we got a fixture where they had so much fucking weight of possession and so much ball, and they played such a perfect high completion standard of footy that never really allowed Manly to get into the contest. And the points came at the very back end of the match where the scoreboard blew out and it looked like Manly got absolutely annihilated, which they did in that last 20 minutes, right? But we saw a lot of effort from the Tigers last week, and 36-2 I think is a little bit deceiving as well. Like you said, they ran into a brick wall. Taylor May probably should have scored the first try of the game. I really, for the life of me, hope these cunts have woken up and stopped taking the 2, because I know they can't defend. But first 25 minutes of the first half, Tigers didn't concede a try. First 20 fucking minutes of the second half, they didn't concede any try. So those 6 tries came at the back end of the halves when Penrith, probably the only team better than the Dogs at actually strangling a team out of the fixture. Now you're getting back Samuel Afinu. You're dropping Suka, who's not first grade standard. You're getting back Bulla, which allows you to also fucking move Taruva back to the wing where he's fantastic, and Bulla himself is also fantastic.
Royce Hunt to bring force.
For about 7 minutes before he gets subbed off. And the Tigers are getting double-digit points. And the Bulldogs have won the NBA championship last round. To go from that high to play a team that's getting reinforcements back and want to try their best to push and end this season in a respectable fashion, I don't see the motivation for Dogs to go out and destroy Tigers. I would take the 10 points as well. I'm glad we're on the same page. Shout out to you, Harry. Claws up, baby. Let's go,
Claws
Tigers.
up. Let's go, boys.
Now the discussion for you, Chris.
Can they win?
Will they destroy the existence of Galvin?
Yeah,
The traitor.
they'll boo him. They'll boo him.
They'll boo him. Will the players like...
Oh, they'll fire up against him. Oh, yeah.
I feel like they're going to...
They're going to really try. That's also motivation.
I actually think that dynamic in this game makes this
closer.
Very close. Also, this is the sort of fucking next tier analysis that you don't get on any other podcast. Some cunt said, bro, I watch Levels and fucking Bloke in a Bar. No, dickhead. They don't fucking Hawkeye like we are.
What's Hawkeye?
Guess what the total for this game is?
44.
42.5.
Is that it?
6 points lower than every other game. Do you know why?
It was pissing down rain.
Because it is fucking bucketing down
perfect
rain on
for
the
Tigers.
Sunday. So
this is going to be 8 for sure.
this is going to bring these teams a bit closer to each other, right? We know Dogs are better than Tigers. We know Tigers are not that fucking status of top 4 that they could compete with Dogs at 2 p.m. on a Friday to that extent. But having that fucking inclement weather to the point where you have less expected points in the match overall makes the points with the Tigers a bit more valuable. I think there's enough going on that they can stay within the number in this game and make it a contest, maybe fuck around and have it be a one-possession game at the end. Do you think Tigers can truly go out there and win?
Yeah, they can. The weather as well also helps. I was thinking some of the matchups, Luai and Galvin, that's going to be fucking funny.
Crichton and Taylor May?
Crichton and Taylor May will be elite. That's going to be fantastic. Stafford Toa and Jerry's going to be good as well. Yeah.
I will call out Stafford Toa. Defensively, he was disgraceful last round. That side needs to definitely wake up. I'm glad that's not the side that Critter's going to be attacking, and I'd have a bit more hope for Luai's side with Taylor May, Samuel Afinu coming back. That helps as well. But I'm looking for some sort of statement from Tigers that we are improving. We are trending in the right direction. We played decent last week, and the scoreboard didn't justify it. So we're going to come back and we're going to try harder again next round.
I agree.
But Dogs really shouldn't lose to them either.
They shouldn't. No. They shouldn't blow a win on this. But I think Tigers, they got them at a good spot, in my opinion.
I actually think Connor Tracy's a loss as well. He's been playing really good.
Yeah. Kira's not getting those meters from the back. And also you can't use him on the wing over Taruva or
absolutely.
Skelton. That kind of doesn't help either. So I don't know. Who's playing wing?
For who?
Dogs. The new guy. And the other side?
Tuala. 2 awful wingers.
Oh, well, that's awful. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. It comes down to Galvin, really.
It is good to see this Tigers backline intact.
It does look
fucking
great.
finally. We've got 2 centers.
10's a lot. 11?
All right, moving on to the Back Yourself fixture. Shout out to you, Matthew.
This might be the shortest.
I know you've been around for a long time. I know our loyal fans know from day one. This is the infamous game where Sharks play Cowboys every year. Can't think Cowboys have hope. And Sharks, for whatever reason, continuously expose them through the middle of the park. We've seen anytime try scorer hits from Jack Williams, Tom Hazelton, Royce Hunt when he was a little bit less fatigued. Who else? Talakai, obviously. Always one that comes on and scores. Blake Brayley just scooting over with Scott Drinkwater there to meet him at 5 meters behind their try line. Who else has scored?
I mean,
Rudolph.
Oh, yeah. Rudolph. Hazelton.
Hazelton, yeah. Who's no longer around.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah.
It's an iconic fixture, this one.
It did start on Jason Tamala's 250th game where Cowboys officially were labelled as quitters.
Yeah.
And they quit last week, but Dragons, I don't think I've forgotten about you pricks or what you dished out. But Cronulla Sharks laying 7. I'm putting Sharks under duress to continue what they've done multiple times by destroying Cowboys.
Can you do ins and outs? This is the one lineup I haven't looked at.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
Well, I know
I thought that's all we had to fucking say.
Oh, and lineup doesn't really mean anything. What is the spread even?
7.
Is that it?
Well, essentially, Sharks have gone from playing the most resilient team of all time to arguably one of the least resilient teams of all time.
Now think about it.
So I would truly say I don't have that much to say about this game, but if Sharks don't dismantle this team and score more than 30 at 4 p.m. at Shark Park on a Sunday afternoon,
in the rain, though,
then mate, rain, hail, thunderstorm, tsunami, drought. What other fucking inclement weathers are there? Hail. There could be hay coming onto the pitch. These cunts should score 40. It's Cowboys. Ins and outs. All right. A couple of convenient big ins, literally.
It's convenient.
Talakai is back from his illness to score. Brenton Nickera is back from his concussion to score. Billy Burns drops back to the bench. Toby Rudolph is out with a concussion. Okay. Tom Hazelton is listed among the reserves as he also returns to try and score. Jake Clifford is back in the halfback jersey after recovering from a quad injury, while the suspension handed to Carl Lawton sees Tanzanian-born Emarli Bitugani added to the bench for his NRL debut. Congratulations to you, young man, all the way from Tanzania. We love seeing those international stories make their way into the NRL.
Where's he on the bench?
Yes.
All right. You have to make a promise because obviously there's no analysis required by taking. Actually, I'll give you 2 questions.
I have a funnier hypothetical before you ask me.
Okay, go.
What spread would you lay up to in this game?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Really?
I was going to say, all right, if it was 12, would you take him?
Yeah.
14?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too. 16?
Then I'll pass. Pass.
I would take overs if it was 16.
At what point would you take Cowboys?
20.
You take 20?
Yeah, I'd take 20.
It's just a really bad matchup for them.
This never works. They always get killed. My other question is for all the Back Yourself premium guys. If Hazelton gets named, can we send out 0.1 of a unit on Hazelton anytime?
No. Fuck 0.1. You got to conjure up the same gamer for the brand new Back
for Sharks.
brand.
Yeah, that's true. Sharks Cowboys. I did hit one.
Yeah.
When they all score. Hamlin Llewellyn, we didn't shout him out. He scores every time.
July.
Oh, it's not July. Fuck.
Yeah, we might have to leave him out of the multi.
We have to leave him out.
On the Cowboys side, I think they got lucky and got away with a win. I'm not really sure how many other teams would have lost to them last round with the way Dragons played.
Burns is still there.
Oh God, this is the old Sharks backline: Kennedy, Katoa, Ramey, Talakai, and Ronaldo.
All the rats
against Drinkwater, Derby, Purdue, Labert, and Burns. So we had a massive edge in the outside backs.
Oh yeah.
In the forwards, this time they actually are running out Fanua Blake. These cunts are still running out Harrison Edwards and John Bateman. Fuck. This game is starting to annoy me now.
Why? You think Cowboys are going to win?
No, absolutely not. But this is the sort of game that we come on and we laugh at Cowboys and Sharks, like, if they are actually truly dirt, which large patches of this season they've played like dirt, this will be the telltale sign for me of, wow, they're actually just not the same.
I'll tell you something. All right.
If Sharks win by 10, would you be like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I'll tell you something. We may have been wrong about Warriors through the start of the year. We may have been wrong about South at the start when they kept covering. We may have been wrong about Sharks, especially at the start. You know the one team we're never wrong about?
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah. They are the Cowboys.
As Matt would know, we were the first to say these cunts are fucking dirt from years ago, and they continue to be dirt. So if Cowboys were playing like even Roosters, I'd be like, oh man.
Yeah, they might fuck around and stay
They
in
might
the
fuck
game.
around staying in game. But when it's this fixture,
Yeah,
it doesn't
never,
matter.
never.
I'll happily come on and say I'm wrong in the review, but I'll wait for the game to happen because what I know from this team, ever since their fucking win in the final, they haven't beaten these cunts ever, and they don't even look close. They just get rolled.
They did beat him once in Townsville, but Sharks literally went with no one.
Yeah, like they did in fucking round. And if anyone wants a recent
Round two.
one, did you remember round 2?
Well, Sharks didn't even play good.
Sharks played awful.
Yeah.
And yeah, this Sharks team, full strength
And
outside of Hero.
I actually think the focus for Sharks after last week is going to be around
Offense.
executing their attack because it didn't work against Souths. And a lot of people will say, oh, Sharks suck, whatever. But as we look, I haven't seen Penrith defend like last week's
Yeah.
Souths. Fuck me, they were desperate.
Correct.
And I know I'm not going to get
Good
that out of
effort,
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
They're probably just happy, like, oh, we got to win last week. We're probably safe from the spoon. They generally don't travel to New South Wales and play good. Even when they were actually good, this has all the makings of a 46-10 game
Yeah,
in my
I
eyes,
agree.
where Sharks get the ball, they score early, and they just keep the ball for the entire game.
Yeah.
And Cowboys score at the end for no reason. Similar to round 2.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that puts a bow on round 22 in the NRL, folks. Not as exciting as last round for sure, but a few interesting matchups. There is at least a couple of games with top 8 and top 4 sort of ramifications, and outside of that, we have a few teams that, honestly, if they ran out on the pitch by themselves, it would be funny to watch. I'm talking Dragons, Souths, Cowboys, Tigers,
No Knights.
Knights. That'll be part of my 3 big fucking things that I'm looking forward to. Knights next week. But before we get to that, I would defer to you on this one, mate. What are you looking forward
All right, fuck Thursday. Fuck Friday. I know you got to say Warriors because, like, you know what, geez, like, it's going to be a good game to watch. I want to see you guys have heart, but you can't make my top 3. It starts with Dragons.
to? That might be your top 1, 2, and 3. You'd die for Dragons.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Dragons Raiders. I think it's going to be a great game for no reason, really. Tigers Dogs, probably in my opinion, game of the round. And finally, I'm going to put Manly Roosters because Manly may be favourite, but there won't be as much money on Manly as there is Roosters. And truly, I do want everyone to come back and understand how much money they lost just on Roosters the last 4 weeks after they've played abysmal every week. And that's all.
There's someone out there that took Roosters against Tigers
Yeah, 100%.
and then was like, oh, fuck, they just played shit. I'll take him against Sharks.
Yep.
And then they were like, oh, Melbourne have no players. And they took him against Melbourne
Yeah,
again.
so I want the dagger and the knife to go into their eye after they take Roosters this week because all I heard last week is... You know what? I didn't say this in the segment, but I'll add it in. All I heard last week is exactly what I'm hearing this week about Roosters. Oh, bro, like, this is a good spot for them. There's no good spot for this team in any scenario. When they play, they play. When they don't, they don't. And in my mind, my head, they're a 50-50 chance of playing. I've said it from day one. I think they've just given up on the season and this is all a facade. And Manly hasn't given up on the season. So that's why I lead Manly. But because everyone's going to say it's the game of the round, where it isn't, I think Tigers Dogs is the game of the round. It's going to be GOAT. It's going to be good watch. Or Dragons Raiders. That's for me. I like to see Roosters lose. That would be my greatest thing. It would be great achievement. Just watch them lose again.
I respect that, mate. For me, I don't even know like how to get through the round knowing I can't watch Knights. I love this team. Fuck, they're great, especially when Fletcher Hunt runs out. I'll only get to watch it for about 4 or 5 more games this season. That really makes me sad.
Well, you get to watch them against the Robots next week.
Fuck that. Second to that,
Wait, Knights take the top and not playing.
yeah. Second to that, I think there's going to be fireworks in Dogs Tigers, like you
Yeah.
said. The Galvin revenge game. Will Luai get a try assist after 6 rounds? Probably not.
Crazy praying madness, maybe.
And number 3, the best way for BackYourself to end the round. Sharks go and put 3 daggers into the eyes of Cowboys. And I might make this a weekly occurrence where I take someone to score more than 50. Last week was Raiders. I think this week will be Sharks. Oh, bro, they can't execute on attack. They only scored 2 tries against
Yeah.
Souths. Yeah, bruh.
You want to take it for Manly?
Nah. I'd be more inclined taking. I'd think Manly. They're going to completely no-show. Fuck Manly.
I like Manly. No, Sharks is the right side.
Even though we've actually won on the last...
Penrith is the gay one. Nah, can't do that.
Even though we've actually won on Manly the last 3 games, we're all fucking all over it, but...
And you know what? We've won on Roosters the last 3 games too.
Yeah, we're in form. Yeah. The only team that consistently fucks us over is Broncos until I woke up and said, fuck this team. But and Cowboys are fucking as well.
And fucking Panthers.
Yeah, so but at least we've realised that they're back to their old dirt ways, so that's fair enough. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy round 22 of the NRL. For those of you interested in making a bit of coin on
we're back,
the NRL, you get the fuck on Back Yourself Premium. We will look after you. We do the hard work. Laser fucking focus, Monday to Sunday.
Hawkeye,
ins and outs, spread movements. We can essentially see the future, and we will look after you. Visit our fucking website. Down in the description box below. For all you guys having a punt, do it responsibly, and we will catch you guys come the review 5 days from now. Peace out.